They are continuing, by the way, on the Republican side to be complete lunatics when it comes to abortion. The latest is that the Attorney General of Alabama says women can be prosecuted for taking abortion pills. A report from AL.com. 1 week after the federal government made it easier to get abortion pills, Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall said Tuesday, women in Alabama who use those pills to end pregnancies could be prosecuted. That's despite wording, writes AL.com, in Alabama's new Human Life Protection Act that criminalizes abortion providers and prevents its use against the people receiving abortions. Instead, the Attorney General's office said Alabama could rely on an older law designed to protect children from meth lab fumes. Quote, the Human Life Protection Act targets abortion providers, exempting women upon whom an abortion is performed or attempted to be performed. It does not provide an across-the-board exemption from all criminal laws, including the chemical endangerment law. That's what they would use to prosecute a woman who ingests an abortion pill to end a pregnancy, the chemical endangerment law. This is a terrible idea. And remember that Donald Trump thought of this before Donald Trump understood you're not supposed to say we go after the women. Donald Trump had this incredible moment when being interviewed by Chris Matthews back in, this was 2015 or 2016, where he said, yeah, you should punish the women. Remember this?
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
10 cents, 10 years,
I don't know.
Now, the next day, Donald Trump backed that. He walked that back. He was told immediately, Donald, you're off script. We say punish the doctors. We don't punish the women. But this is something that Republicans have toyed around with for a long time. Now, when you criminalize abortion, you restrict access to safe and legal abortion. You don't actually limit abortion, and you directly attack the autonomy and sovereignty that women should have over their own bodies. They talk about freedom, liberty, etc., except not in this particular case. Women should have the right to make decisions about their bodies and their own health care. The government shouldn't be able to force them to carry pregnancies to term against their will. And the idea of criminally prosecuting a woman who makes the decision to take an abortion pill is really Gilead type stuff. Prosecuting women who take abortion pills also puts their health and well-being at risk. Because again, when you dissuade women from legal and safe medical services, they pursue sometimes illegal and often unsafe services. And by the way, if you care about this, which a lot of them don't, these types of laws always disproportionately affect poor women and women of color. Because, I mean, listen, you look at in Argentina, for example, where abortion was illegal for a long time. You think wealthy women weren't having safe abortions? They were. But of course, they needed to have the money for it. And this is often the way that it goes. There seems to be one Republican who gets that this type of thing is a bad idea, and that's Nancy Mace. Nancy Mace, Republican Congresswoman, appeared on Morning Joe. When was this? This morning, I believe it was. And she said it's not really a great thing for Republicans to be pushing this type of stuff.
Now, just this week, I think it was the governor of Alabama said that women should be thrown in prison if they take an abortion pill. So, I mean, Plan B is something that 90% of America supports. Women shouldn't be thrown in prison. Neither should doctors at this juncture either. But one of the things that I've been harping on this week and for months now is that if we're going to get serious about saving lives, right, if we were serious about that issue, we have to have legislation that'll pass a Democrat-controlled Senate and a Republican-controlled House. One of the things that we could do right now is giving women access to birth control. If you want to get serious about saving...
Now, she is saying all the right things, but the truth is she voted for a lot of this stuff anyway. So she is apparently recognizing, at least for PR purposes, that Republicans should look in a different direction. But when you look at her voting record, it really leaves something to be desired. At the end of the day, this is not something the American people are increasingly going for. And Republicans need to figure out, where do we draw the line in order to avoid damaging ourselves, as they arguably did to some degree in the midterms. But that's the new one. Alabama saying we could prosecute women who take abortion pills. We're going to take a very quick break. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/The David Pakman Show. Plenty more coming up today. One of our sponsors today is Fume. Fume is on a mission to accelerate humanity's breakup from the bad habits that consume far too many of us, including ones that harm our health. Fume is a natural diffusive device that uses plants and behavioral science to trade out your negative habit for a positive one. Fume is not a vape. It's a non-electronic device designed to transform your negative habits. Instead of pods filled with potentially harmful chemicals like a vape, Fume uses cores infused with plants like peppermint and cinnamon for delicious natural flavors. Fume's new version 2 model is snappy and tactile with an adjustable airflow dial and a magnetic end cap that's fun to fidget with. It's Fume's goal to make switching easy or even enjoyable. They have thousands of 5-star reviews from people just like you who have successfully switched when other solutions didn't work. Head to tryfume.com and use the code PAKMAN to get 10% off today when you get the Journey Pack, which comes with 3 unique flavors and the new version 2 Fume. The link is down below.